Hey there, welcome to Dark Eve Tarot. I am Eve, and for some reason this morning I was kind of led to do an animal reading, and the animal that wants to give a message to us is the frog. And the frog can symbolize like good luck, prosperity, all that, kind of nice stuff. But the frog can also be like a totem animal, just like any animal can be a totem animal. But it does have like a kind of like a spiritual symbolism for people who do get messages from the other side. And it's also the frog, just like the whole, like the whole tadpole growing into a frog. It's like it talks about the cycles of transformation, and being able to, like, if you are trying to transform your life, or you are trying to make changes in your life, or become a new person or something like that, then you really do need to take care of what you need to take care of your unfinished business, you know what I mean? So kind of wrap up the old cycle before you jump into the new one, right? So we're gonna pull some cards on it and just see if there's any good advice or just any message in particular, what we need to know, look out for from the frog. Oh shit, look at that. So we have that is really cool. I don't even think I've ever pulled that card before. So we have card 25, and it is a 7, which is a divine number, and it's the phenomenon card. And it says, and I'm getting goosebumps as I'm doing this, be still and listen to the spirits. Wow, this is telling me that there is definitely some guidance out there for you if you are trying to transform or go through a cycle, or if you have, possibly the frog as your totem and you do receive messages from the other side. It's just asking you that these messages are, they come best when you're still, like when you quiet your mind, right? So let's just get another oracle card or two and see what else we need to know. Be still and listen to the spirits. All right, so we have the rainbow and the mystical shaman and the lower world. Wow. I could not have picked that better if I tried. So, the rainbow, okay. So, the rainbow, it does feel a little bit different. Just feeling the cards out, the rainbow feels different than the mystical shaman in the lower world. The mystical shaman in the lower world, that's literally getting messages from spirits. The lower world is where the spirits are. We're in the middle, the middle world, or Midgard, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got like the upper world is more like the angelic realm type, and the lower world, that's where all the spirits are. And I mean, yeah, there's good and bad spirits, whatever, but it's I always get very excited when I see this lower world, because a lot of people don't. They think of lower world as, oh my gosh, it's scary, it's bad, it's evil, it's whatever, and that's just fear and misinformation. There's a lot of good stuff in the lower world, and even if you are kind of like metaphorically relating it to, like your shadow or whatever, there's gems. There's gems in there. I mean, you can even see just like these tiny little sparkles dispersed throughout the lower world. I mean, there are gems in there. There are benevolent spirits. And Frog is asking us to kind of give it a chance. See this mystical shaman. I'm gonna pull cards on the mystical shaman because the mystical shaman is definitely in touch with with spirit with the other side. Like you would go to a shaman to get answers or to get healing or what have you. And it's card 38, which is an 11, and 7 and 11 in just in my world are the most divine numbers. I mean, I know we've got all the angel numbers and all that stuff, but the rainbow, that's number 5. I mean, it's a 41, which reduces to a 5. So there's something about this rainbow energy that involves some kind of change. Like we have to change the way that we see. I want to say see colors, but that could be very that's kind of like a super generic statement. It's not a literal, the translation of that's not literal is what I'm getting here. And the fact that the rainbow is coming from this parrot, it really makes me think about the way we talk or the way we communicate. And rainbow energy is very, it's kind of like that Christ consciousness, energy. It's very, very benevolent, very good, very magical, that kind of thing. But the rainbow is also the rainbow bridge, and the rainbow bridge is that connection. The rainbow bridge is that connection, like when you are, let's say you're meditating, you are being still, you are listening to the spirits. It's like you hear them, you get the messages through by traveling the rainbow bridge. The mystical shaman uses the rainbow bridge. We use the rainbow bridge to get to the lower world, to get to the upper world. It's that it's that place that you find in meditation. So anyways, we're going to pull some tarot here, and we're just gonna see. I think I'm just gonna shuffle and cut, and we're gonna get a clarification card for each one of these. All right, rainbow, mystical shaman, the lower world, the rainbow bridge, connecting with spirits. And what do we need to know? All right. So we have Page of Wands at the bottom here, so we'll just keep that in mind just for an underlying. So the Rainbow Bridge, and there's some, just because it's a 5, and I'm drawn to the 5, there's some kind of change. It's like a change in the way that we go about it, because this 8 of Pentacles here is going about it, right? And you can see they have the axe in their hand, and they're chopping something up. It's almost like, I don't know, it almost feels like a do-over. And that do-over energy, it certainly could apply to just the cycles of transformation, the rebirth, death, rebirth, that kind of thing. If you are trying to transform your life, there there may be something that you need to finish up, because this, it kind of looks like they could be, finishing up something or cleaning up after. It almost looks like cleaning up after the mess. It's like you've done all the work, you've done the things, but it's almost like you've done the things, but you've created a little bit of a mess, and it's time to clean it up before you can proceed. Before you can proceed to like this mystical shaman lower world energy if you're trying to fly there on the Rainbow Bridge, right? But the Eight of Pentacles is also a card just traditionally about perfecting your craft. So that does talk about, practice makes perfect, right? Now, I don't know that anyone really can achieve perfect when it comes to, listening to spirits, traveling that rainbow bridge, becoming, being that shaman, visiting the lower world, that kind of thing. It's like I don't know that anyone can achieve perfection in that because I feel like in order to do that you would need to be in spirit form, which that'll happen soon enough anyways, right? So but it is about perfecting your craft. So if you are, if you do have a job or a hobby or just a love for this kind of thing, then the frog is asking you to perfect your craft and perfect, to get better at, to hone in on your craft of really traveling that rainbow bridge. And the biggest key here is to be still. It's like it needs to be quiet and still. And so here under the mystical shaman, we have the moon card here. It's a very interesting moon card because the moon isn't even full in this card, and the attention really, it's almost like the moon is almost insignificant in this moon card. It's more about this moose here. It's more about this gigantic tree here. And the gigantic tree in this card, it's like it talks about ancient. It talks about like methodologies and wisdom that's kind of passed down from generation to generation, your ancestors. And one thing that a lot of people know or believe, maybe they don't, I don't know, is that the a lot of this information, like, it's not written down, but it's kind of like it's kind of like genetically passed down. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of in your DNA. And it's not just bloodlines either. It is your soul. It's like it's passed down through soul lines. Like if you've got this infinite soul, right? You've had many past lives. It's like the things that you've mastered and you've learned in past lives. It's like, yeah, you don't remember it because there's that whole forgetting thing that happens when you come back. But if you can be still and listen to the spirits, you can tap into that energy. You can tap into things that you've already mastered. You can tap into things that you've already perfected in previous lives. And that will help clear up some of this unknown that, the moon card, it's like the great unknown, and that's why this shaman is so dang mystical, right? Because you just don't know. You don't know how do they do that? How do they do that for real? Or you know what I mean? It's like, what are they? How do they translate the information? How do they know what to do or where to go? And it's like it's just it's a whole big it's a whole big world. The lower world is massive. All right. So next, since we're going here to the lower world, now the clarification card for lower world is the Six of Pentacles, and this is not one of my favorite cards in this deck. It is. You see what looks like some kind of religious figure with her arms crossed, and it looks like this nun or whatever it is shaming this person, and I don't like it. It's like this person, it's like they're naked, they're vulnerable, and it's like they're in a vulnerable position here, yet they're still made to feel shamed. And that's I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't really like this depiction of Six of Coins because I really don't get the feeling that this person is truly like altruistic, like really helping this person. I think that's why it's kind of like a depiction of some of the energies that we associate with lower world, like, oh, it's bad, it's evil, it's terrible, it's the Netherland or whatever, the underworld. But it's like the frog is trying to tell us that this is just one aspect, because really the Six of Pentacles it's about equal give and take. It's about balance. It's about balancing what you give and what you receive. And in this card, it feels imbalanced because of our perception of the lower world. Now, underlying bottom of the deck, we have the what looks like the Page of Wands, and I feel like this is really just the frog kind of bringing this to our attention. Like, hey, calling like anybody who can hear my horn, listen to this. We I have a message. I feel like it's just the frog kind of getting. I think it could be getting my attention to give this message to you, or just putting it out there, really. And then what is this Ace of Cups? It's kind of like bringing a little bit of love into the situation, and I think that really applies to this over here. Cause like, wouldn't this be so much better? Wouldn't this be so much better if a bunch of love was just dumped on that situation? Yeah, I think that's it for the bottom. All right. Well, this is our frog message. Very interesting. Very interesting. I was surprised that it even wanted to come out, but I really like it. All right, this is just a little collective message. If it resonates, awesome. If it does not resonate, do not push anything to fit. Then, if it doesn't resonate at all, it just wasn't your message. All right, we'll see y'all later.